Okay. Georgia versus Clemson today. We played the second half like I said we would. Clemson was up 28-0. Got down to 34-35 Georgia. Clemson roared back, scored with a couple minutes to go up 6. And then Georgia had to go down the field to score and make the extra point to win the game with just a couple seconds on the clock. So that's what happened. Georgia won 42-41 in a barn burner. Unofficial stats. This is only the Georgia team. We don't have any stats for Clemson. J.J. Green had 12 carries for 62 yards. Brandon Harton had 2 carries for 11. Malcolm Mitchell had 1 for 11. Quavon had 2 carries for 7 yards. Scored 2 touchdowns. Murray was 11 of 14 for 194. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Hudson was 2 for 5 for 33. Bryce Ramsey was 1 for 2. The other guys played for Clemson, obviously, to give a good look, which they did. Receiving, Reggie Davis had 2 catches for 29. J.J. Green had 2 for 23. Artie Lynch had 2 for 16 and a touchdown. Keith Marshall had 2 for 46 and a touchdown. Malcolm Mitchell had 1 for 25. It was a touchdown. Justin Scott Wesley had 1 for 18. Chris Conley had 1 for 15. Jay Rome had 1 for 27. Merritt Hall had 1 for 9. Michael Bennett had 1 for 28. Tackles. We had Jordan Jenkins had 4 tackles and a sack, one of them being a sack. Ramik had 4 tackles, 1 was a tackle for loss. Reggie Carter, 3 tackles. Marlowe, 3 tackles, 1 for a 3-yard loss. Blake Sailors, 2. Mauger, 2. Corey Campbell, 2. Everybody else had 1 here. Stripling. Connor. That's Connor Norman. Mike Thornton. Bailey. That's Sterling Bailey. Swan. Garrison. Smith. Garrison Smith. Leonard Floyd. And John Taylor. Josh Dawson forced a fumble. Langley had a pick for no yards. Shaq had a pick for 17 yards, and I believe that was a touchdown. I missed the stat for Swan. He had a pass breakup. So we got done what we wanted to get done. We had a lot of live kicking situations. We had a lot of situations that we needed to see. The transition from a kicking play to a scrimmage play back to a kicking play. I thought we did a pretty good job, really. I thought our graduate assistant coaches did a really nice job of preparing. It was really, I mean, somebody said we're kind of surprised we're in so soon or whatever. I mean, part of it was because we were just very organized and got it done. But we did play a legitimate half of football. Went through all of our pregame warm-ups. Oh, captains. I can announce our captains for our first game. On offense, Aaron Murray. And also on offense, Artie Lynch. And then on defense, Garrison Smith. And then on special teams, Connor Norman. And all this was based on really from January to today. And as a side note, for anybody that doesn't know, on a weekly basis, our coaches will vote for captains. At the end of the year, our team votes for permanent captains. And now you can ask what you want.
Gurley and Marshall held out.
Marshall played a little bit.
Oh, he was in receivers.
Yeah, Marshall played a little bit. Gurley, I don't think Gurley got a snap. Just yeah, we've seen enough of him. Need to see some other guys.
Who kicked the game-winning extra point?
I can't tell you. Secret stuff. And this is the only stat, right? It's the only one, right?
That's it. That's the
Okay,
only
it's the
one.
only one.
Your freshman DBs again, obviously, make plays for a second straight scrimmage. And then you
Yeah.
got Swan back too, I guess. A little big injury for him.
Yeah, Swan got to play. I don't know what Swan's deal was, but one practice he started in the white and ended up in the green, I think, and then the next day he was back in the white. So I don't know what he had, but might have had a stinger or something. I really don't know. That's just a guess. But yeah, those guys getting some reps with the varsity and making plays, which is good. They do have good ball skills, very, very good hands.
So what now? Y'all go back and evaluate tonight before y'all kind of get your depth chart and know what to play?
I hope the coaches go home tonight. I know when I was a coordinator, I was usually, especially the way technology was, if you wanted to watch it, you had to watch it in the building, you know. Now we have technology where they can actually watch it at home if they want. But we'll have time tomorrow to look at it in the morning as well. So I'm not telling the coordinators what to do, but I'm going home. I hope they go home and look at it in the morning. But we'll see what they do.
Is the hay in the barn per se at this point? I mean, you know pretty much who you're going to take to Clemson.
Pretty much.
Kind of what you're trying to.
We had a preliminary list, but you know we have to reevaluate it here in the next day or two. But we're now just, you know, tomorrow we're going to have a situation scrimmage. We're going to try to hit certain situations, especially in the kicking game that we were not able to get. We kind of played it as it came along, for the most part. Tomorrow we'll have to do some kicking things that we're just going to have to manufacture them because you got to cover certain kicks that hadn't been covered yet. So that and some some scrimmage plays and some short yardage or goal line situations. We'll hit situations tomorrow that we didn't get hit today, that we need to have ready for the game. And then after that, it's going to be mostly getting whoever we think is going to play in the game ready to play.
Did you simulate pregame just like you would?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we did. We did everything except for when the guys come off the field around the 20-minute mark, we don't go back out until like the 3-minute mark. Instead of sitting there for 17 minutes, we came in. I let them know who the captains were. Captains went out. Team went out. So we didn't stay in long, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. But everything else was the same.
Coach, how do you think Christian May did in mimicking game of five play to give?
Yeah, well, I think with the time that he had, he did well. It's hard, you know. Sometimes you just have a rough night in regards to protection and stuff like that in a game like that. And he didn't have a boatload of protection, but he made some plays with his wheels and made a couple nice throws.
Well, what's your number 3 quarterback deal in terms of, obviously if you probably were getting a third quarterback in many games, but.
Right. Well, right now we got to still decide who's going to be the number 3 QB. That's more up for grabs, obviously, than number 1 and 2.
Number 3 throwback.
Well, right this minute is JJ. Brendan is not able to participate. But Brendan was really doing well. I mean, they both have done well. I really believe both are capable of being a number 3. JJ being here in the spring certainly has helped him get a head start on the scheme. But Brendan was coming right along. He really, his first scrimmage was outstanding. And then he got his knee banged up.
Is that serious, or is he?
Well, it's non-op, no operation on it, and I don't know exactly when he'll be back, but it's not a season-ending situation for him.
You said Malcolm Mitchell made a catch today. He was sidelined a couple days ago with a swollen knee, so is he
Yeah.
back to normal now?
Yeah, I don't even know why it swelled up, really. He didn't even know why, because he said it didn't really hurt bad. He didn't remember hurting it, but it just, something was going on in there, and when you have a lot of swelling, you get stiff, and you also just want to take some precaution and try to figure out why it's swelling. But I don't know if Ron ever got a beat on exactly why it was, and Malcolm never really had a lot of pain through it, but we kept him out a little bit till it went down.
Did you have as your safety starting? Can you tell us that?
I don't know if I should.
Okay.
Ask Grantham.
Sheldon was held out also.
Yeah.
Also, there were very few rushing stats you gave us. Is that more that you're trying to preserve the running backs now, or was that simulating the 35-point deficit?
That was part of it. We're down by 28 to start, and but we did have. It was a half of football too, so I don't know how many carries total. Look at my unofficial stats. 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 carries. So if you had a whole game, 34 carries in a game, plus you're not coming from behind. It was about right. We had a decent mix. Matter of fact, now that you got my curiosity up, let's see, what'd I say? How many rushes? 17. And we had 21 passes. So we weren't too far off of being pretty balanced there, especially being down.
Corey Campbell on defense, is he back on that side of the ball? I know he's been moved fullback.
You know what? It might have been special teams tackles.
Okay.
It could have been. I'm trying to think. He's mainly been a fullback. But sometimes when you got the scout team over on the other side, and the GA might say, "Hey, I need you to play some linebacker." So he might have. I couldn't tell if he did that or not.
Speaking of fullback, is Hicks pretty good around that goal line?
What's that?
Quaylon, is he pretty good around that goal line?
Yeah, he's a good tough runner.
What'd you say the winning play, what did that come on?
We put Murray back in the game to run the 1-minute drill, and we went down the field and scored. And I think the winning touchdown or the tying touchdown was Artie Lynch's catch. I'm about 100% sure.
You said from Murray?
Yeah, Murray went back in the game. Murray started the third quarter, and then we played some Hudson, played a little bit of Bryce, and then we came back and put Murray back in to finish the game.
A long score?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty substantial. We had a kickoff return, I think that went about, and I'm not going to say who returned it, but it came back to about the 35, 40, maybe 41 or something. So it was about a 60-yard drive with about 2 minutes to go.
Did the Georgia offense ever not score?
Georgia punted twice.
How about the defense? How did you?
Defense got scored on one legitimate drive, and I gave Clemson a bunch of first downs here and there to move it down the field into field goal range once, and the other time I gave them a long bomb to get them in field goal range another time. Both times defense held to force field goals, but there was one touchdown that Clemson scored that was a legitimate drive.
Defensive line depth materializing like you thought it would?
Yeah, the depth is there. Are we getting everything out of everybody? I don't know. I know there was a few moments where we weren't very happy on the sideline, but that happens in every game. No one plays perfect, but overall, other than one drive, there was one drive today in the entire half that they moved the ball and scored, and it was a little bit of a good mix of run pass.
Anything else?
Anybody prove anything to you today that you were still kind of on the fence?
Maybe a little bit, but I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who a couple things are, so.
Did you learn anything tonight?
Well, I'm gonna watch that film. Just a couple things. I saw Johnny O'Neal on Clemson's defense, make some good sticks, just knocking some people back. That I just happened to happen right in front of me with the runner, working his way towards us, and there's just a lot of things that happened, but I thought JJ really took advantage of an opportunity to get a lot of reps. I thought he ran well, ran over a safety one time, got everybody excited, caught the ball well. He's been pass protecting very well. As a matter of fact, our tailbacks in general, not just tonight, but last few days, really doing a good job of picking up blitzes and do what they got to do there. We're much better pass protectors and route runners than we were a year ago. That's something that we're better at. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, gang.